Ladies and gentlemen, yes, this is your favorite show, Sports Unfolded, with your favorite hosts, Eric and Ron.
Hey, here we go. Yes, it's Ron and Kenny at the helm right now, but Eric will be joining us soon. You know, he just flew back from Paris. He got caught in traffic, so he'll be able to join us soon. He went, did the whole Olympic thing and challenged some people to a swimming race and didn't work out so well. So, but
Yeah,
yes, it's Unfolded, the best sports show on the planet. We are here. We are going to get an interesting topic to start it off. But you are watching us, of course, on YouTube at RI Broadcasting, along with Facebook. You know, you can jump in on Patreon and get some pretty cool merch for the show, mugs, stickers, pins, the whole bit. So support us on there. You can always use the support. And if you're joining us also on the radio on Saturdays at 1 p.m. on WDJY FM in Georgia, Dallas, Georgia area, also in the Atlanta area as well. But we have some stuff. Our lead off story is absolutely insane. I don't know if you caught this, Kenny, but did you see that fight? Well, it wasn't really much of a fight. What was it? Punches?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm looking at the picture down at the bottom of the screen. Look, I'm someone that is all for rights for everybody, right? But this is the one time I don't think this should be happening. And it stinks for those transgender athletes. But I mean, the muscle mass is clearly different, and basically got her nose shattered on one punch. That is Angela Carini of Italy, was fighting Emaine Khalif, and Khalif was disqualified last year for gender eligibility tests, and that was at the World Championships. And the Olympics do not have the same rules, and they are allowing the transgender fighters to come in, and it's pretty lopsided. I mean, you look at her. I mean, say what you want, but to me, I mean, that's a man fighting a woman. I'm sorry, I can't. And I understand the battle, and we're trying to tiptoe through this because it's a very sensitive topic.
Yeah.
And this is just lopsided. I'm sorry, it's lopsided. And then again, I believe earlier today, another fighter that was transgender won as well. So there are two fighters that looks like they're going to fight each other for the championship, for the gold, right? I mean, that's what it is. I mean, because they have that male structure and muscle mass that is just clearly different than the women. It's just clearly different.
Yeah.
And it's not fair to the women. I don't know. What do you think, Kenny? What do you think about this?
All right. So she claimed that she's not transgender. She claims that she's full woman. She also claims that it's just her body type. this, that, other. Okay. So
You failed the gender test.
Thank you. No. She didn't fail. She refused to take it. She refused to take it.
Oh,
so if you,
well, I mean,
so
I'm
if,
looking
so,
and
thank you. Right. So if you refuse to take it, something's wrong.
yeah.
Either you're taking a substance you shouldn't be, or you're transgender.
I'm
Okay.
sorry.
Either way, this is a
I
black.
see something.
Thank you. Either way, this is a black eye for the IOC, because the Olympic Committee is very strict. So how I missed this, I don't know. So either way, you're doing something wrong.
Yeah. I mean, they really look. I don't blame. And Carini said she quit. After the punch, that was it. She's done.
Yeah. 36
And
seconds.
why fight if you're going to have to fight somebody that really shouldn't be eligible to fight?
Yeah.
I mean, we all see the pictures.
Yeah.
I mean, it's tough, and her nose is shattered, and it's like that is just way too strong. And look, it's not about sour grapes. I don't care if she wasn't a good fighter or not. It doesn't even matter. I mean, you can clearly see with your own eyes that is not legit.
No, it's not. It is not.
I don't know. I don't like it. I can't wait till Eric gets here because I really want his opinion on this.
Me too.
They need to have clear rules. And I don't care who gets offended when you have to have a gender eligibility test. If you don't take it, then you don't fight. Period.
Thank you. Yeah,
Period.
Exactly. You don't fight at all.
That's it.
And if they're going to do this, have a weight limit. Have a weight matchup.
Like clearly.
Yeah.
Clearly, it's way lopsided.
Way lopsided.
There's no way they're in the same weight class. There's no way.
No.
That's not real.
No.
I mean, look at her arm. Look at her arm in that picture right there. Like
right?
That is.
Yeah, she's.
I don't know. Let us know what you think. I mean, we have some people already out there. Eric just chimed in. He's going to be on soon. So we're happy that, that he got back in time. He's gonna make it on the show. So, that flight must have been brutal. I don't know if there was any COVID on the flight. I'm hoping not, because that's going around the Olympic Village.
That is true. Yeah, that is true.
Yeah. So I don't know, but that's that topic, and that is going to spawn some heated exchanges, because we've already seen, like the colleges have now made the state, they've put their foot down, and you cannot be transgender and crossing over.
Yeah.
Because that's creating all kinds of problems, breaking records, like where some of the trans women that are in there, like the swimmer, I can't think of her name. She was like destroying everybody and making it's so lopsided. They had to do something, and they can't win. Whoever that governs these sports entities can't win because of the bad publicity one way or the other. You either disqualify them or not make them eligible, and you get a backlash from the transgender community, right? But if you don't do it, then you get a backlash from all the other athletes. And so they have no chance of winning the war on what to do about this problem. And it is a big problem for sports. I don't think it's a problem in anything else but sports. It makes a difference. I just hate that the fact is, um, yeah, the IOC is a joke. Um,
Wow.
yeah, well, you know, Eric,
Mhm.
I get that because it's always been, but
Yeah.
they really can't win here.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah. Yeah.
now you're going to have all these athletes, especially in the boxing matches, they might protest and not even fight any of them. And none of them might fight.
Yeah.
So what are you going to do? What is the Olympic Committee going to do if all of the fighters decide, you know what, we're not fighting?
Yeah.
What are they going to do?
yeah. Yeah. They just not gonna have it. I guess. I don't know. It's crazy.
Could you imagine all the fans show up for a boxing match and they just sit down on the canvas?
Yeah. Right. Just like.
I mean, it could happen.
Could have. Yeah.
I mean, we've
Yeah.
seen all the kneeling in, sports in the United States. This is no different, right?
Yeah. No
They
different
could
at all.
protest. And then does it blossom into other sports? That's what I want to know. Does it
Yeah.
blossom into other sports? Oh, Kenny, that could be a mess. It could be a mess.
It'd be a mess.
So we've got now. So we got some NFL news, Kenny. I mean, did you see all the arguing between Rodgers and Garrett Wilson? I
That
mean, his receiver.
I've been so busy watching the Olympics. I have not seen this though. I've heard a little bit of it, but I haven't seen this. I haven't heard enough.
Well, they've had two separate encounters, very animated conversations, very animated conversations, and they both went, you know, onto social media, and people got a hold of that. Now you have your quarterback, your supposedly top quarterback in the league, and he's arguing with your top receiver. Is this going to affect the New York Jets' chances of a Super Bowl, for one, and just the ability to move the offense? I mean, do you think it could affect, Garrett Wilson's production because maybe Aaron Rodgers doesn't throw him the ball?
First and foremost, I'm sorry to say, Jets fans, you're not winning a Super Bowl. You're not you're not making the playoffs. Okay. All right. No, I'm sorry. You remember the toy with Richard
Oh my
Pryor?
God, great movie.
You're not gonna win. You're not gonna win the Super Bowl. You're not gonna win the playoffs. You're not even gonna make the playoffs. You're not even in the playoffs because Aaron Rodgers is a diva. Aaron Rodgers does what he wants to do. Okay, all right. He's not a real. He is a fake team player. Anyone that goes to Egypt to play golf and misses team meetings because he wants to play golf in Egypt, when your job is back here having meetings and getting ready for the season,
Especially when you got hurt after the first four plays.
thank you. But he's in Egypt playing golf.
Or was it three
That's,
plays? Might have been three plays.
and that's more important. That's more important.
To him, yes. Yes. Look, I mean, you got a great receiver in Wilson, and I feel like he's going to get
Yeah.
squandered and he's going to want out.
Yeah.
And if
Most
you start having that happen, where does the team morale go? It goes right
Yep.
down the tubes.
Yep.
And I got a feeling this is gonna haunt this team. Like Aaron Rodgers didn't play pretty much the whole season, right?
No, he didn't.
He's going to step in and then, argue with your top target. And if he decides that he doesn't want to throw it to him, well, then you're wasting your best asset.
Yes.
And when you start doing that, that's going to show up on the field. It's going to show, in the box score and in the standings. It's going to show. I mean, you have the Buffalo Bills that took a step back. This is your opportunity right now.
Yep. Yeah.
It's your opportunity because they lost a lot of talent. They still have Josh Allen, but they lost a lot of talent. And then you have Miami, which looks like it could be in the driver's seat for the division.
Yeah.
But if you can't get out of your own way and stop the bickering, where is that going to bring you? That's going to bring you at the bottom of the barrel because you don't know what's going to happen with the Patriots. I mean, if Derek May turns out to be a pretty good quarterback, then what's going to happen if you come in last place behind the Patriots?
Mm-hmm.
Eric just messaged. He's going to be back on in 5 minutes. So Aaron Rodgers, I don't know. I mean, he's won a Super Bowl, but that was a long time ago.
It's a long time ago.
It's a
Different
long time.
different team, different city, different state, I should say.
Yeah. And you got some players that are already kind of PO'd. Yep. They've had enough of the Aaron Rodgers show. I don't know. I don't know where this brings, the Jets, but the Jets have a way of negating anything that they have good, whether it's a butt fumble or an Achilles injury. It is a will. There is a way for the Jets to mess it up.
Yep.
And
Or my favorite, if your quarterback's sick and you film him eating a hot dog on the sidelines, and that was my favorite.
Wasn't that the guy that had that video sent to someone?
Yeah.
He's a scumbag. Did you see what he did down in his home state with
Crazy.
the taking funds from home? Oh,
Yep.
man.
Yep.
Oh, man. Allegedly a scumbag, but we all know he did it. We all know he did it.
Oh, yeah.
So he is a scumbag.
Yeah. No doubt.
And I know there's people out there that agree with that statement.
Mm-hmm.
One or two, maybe a reporter.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. So what? Oh, what else is happening this week, right? The Hall of Fame.
Yes. Yes.
We had the Hall of Fame game last night, correct?
Yeah. Yeah. I tried to watch it, but
because of weather.
Yeah.
But what do you look? I know there's one guy that absolutely 100% deserves to be in there, and that is Freeney.
Dwight Freeney?
Dwight Freeney
most definitely. He was a beast.
He was a menace to the Patriots.
Oh, yes, he was. Yes, he was.
I mean, I remember him playing, and it was just you were just at the seat of your pants because he was all over your offensive line and your quarterback, right?
Yeah.
But he's not the only one that went in. Devin Hester, Andre the Giant, right? Yeah, he was in the NFL. Andre Johnson.
Don't kick the ball to Devin Hester. Woo! I tell you right now, boy. Don't kick the ball to his side.
Yeah, they did. I remember that. That was. I think it made me cry, actually, if I'm not mistaken. Also, Julius Peppers and Patrick Willis. I mean, these guys, great players.
Great
players. Is there anybody in that list that doesn't deserve to be there?
No.
Right.
No.
Exactly.
No, they got it right this time. Yep. They got it right this time.
Yeah, I'm like, this pop-up came up right on here, and I can't get rid of it. It's like right over where I need to do graphics. It's like it's Microsoft. It's like they always want something from you. Screw you, Microsoft.
Oh, hey.
Confirm your homepage settings.
What?
I don't want to change my settings. Jesus. Why? Unbelievable. So, of course, there's nobody there that doesn't deserve to be in there, right? I mean,
Right. Yeah.
This class is just massive.
Mhm.
And I mean, Patrick Willis, oh my God.
Mm.
Julius Peppers is just an animal. You know? Could you imagine? All right, could you imagine Dwight Freeney, Julius Peppers with Patrick Willis on the same team? Could you imagine that?
Oh my goodness.
Would you need any other defensive players?
Oh my gosh.
That's about as good as it would get, right?
Oh my goodness.
I mean, some of the best ever.
That would just be a dominating team right there. Same team? Oh my God. Oh.
I mean, how would the quarterback even get a pass off?
Exactly, right?
Guys on the line coming at you.
Oh my gosh. Oh.
And just for good measures, you know, your outlet, whether it be your tight end or a slot receiver, is going to get popped by Patrick Willis.
Right?
Get popped.
Right.
You ain't going to be too successful on your quarterback rating.
Nope, not at all. Not at all.
I know what one man can do with Freeney. What he can do is completely disrupt. Imagine two of them coming at you with Julius Peppers and Freeney. Oh, my God.
Right side and the left side. Oh, talk about meet you at the quarterback.
So they enter the Hall of Fame. They're going to get their gold jackets. Yeah. And everybody is going to love this class because there is not a weak spot in that class right now. There's nobody saying, well, you know, I don't think you should have got. No, these guys, they all should have got in. All of them, right? They all get in. I mean, Andre Johnson is just an unbelievable player.
Oh yeah.
I mean, he was strong. He was strong. And, you know, he wasn't really on, you know, great teams. And he still put up those numbers, even getting like double teamed. Because, I mean, that's what it was like with him. He got double teamed.
Yep.
And there he is. So the Hall of Fame goes in, you know, week 1 of the NFL. Chicago Bears won in a shortened game because of weather. No Caleb Williams playing.
Nope.
They went with what's his face? Rippon. Is that Rippon Jr.? Yeah. That's Mark Rippon's kid, right?
Yeah. I thought it said Ripken for a minute. I was like, oh, yeah. But yeah.
Yeah, what is it, Brett? Is it Brett?
Yeah, it's Brett. It was a real good game. It was a real good game. It was a real good game.
It makes you wonder if he should be the starter, doesn't it? I mean, he looked good. Didn't he get 3 touchdowns?
Yeah, he looked real good. He moved the ball very well. He scrambled off the pocket very well. He stood up there tall. He looked pretty good last night.
Good.
Yeah.
It's going to be interesting.
Very interesting.
Especially if Caleb Williams comes in, who did not play in that game, which I think is so much of a mistake. Why are you not going to play a rookie? You know what I'm saying? I mean, is he that special that he doesn't have to play a preseason game? I mean, he's a rookie. You need to put him in there to see what he's got. Because now, if you're going to keep holding him out and you're going to put him in week 1, good luck to you. You ain't going to win games like that. Sorry.
Right.
Put him in. Put him in. He needs to earn his dues.
Yep, true. He needs to get some reps. Get the feel of the game. Because let me tell you, the NFL is much faster than college football.
That is such a big mistake. You're robbing this kid of playing time before it matters, because when he gets in there and he doesn't have the playing time, what is he going to do? He might choke. And then you ruin a career. You ruin a career. All right, so we got to move on to the NBA. Kenny, I am glad you're here for this. Your boy, and let's get Eric into the fold. There he go. There he is.
Hey, there he is.
Up graphically.
What's up, gentlemen?
What's
How
up?
are you?
Yo. You're already on Gordon Hayward?
Yeah.
My
Yeah.
goodness.
Yeah.
I missed my starting five, everything else. Aaron Rodgers.
No, we're doing NBA. We didn't do that stuff yet.
Okay.
We did the leadoff story, which I really want your opinion
Yeah.
on.
So, I heard you guys talking a little bit while I was, driving back here. I will say this, Ron. IOC is a joke.
Yes.
The fact that there was another organization, IBA, that already banned.
Right.
Yeah.
The World Championships. Yeah.
I don't understand why you have to not take that into account when this fight happened.
Yeah.
It doesn't make sense. Listen, I agree with you, Ron. You said it. Transgen, right? Like there's things out there now.
Yeah.
Why not just make it a separate event?
This is what I'm saying. It is possible now, and that would make it more attractive for those boxers to go and do it. And
Right.
Look,
You don't do guys versus, you don't do men's soccer versus women's soccer.
Right.
Right. So why is it okay in a sport where physically dominating, a man would have more power than a woman? I'm not, and this isn't degrading a woman. This is stating a fact.
More muscle mass.
Right. Why would you allow that and think it's okay?
Yeah.
And knowing that they've already failed a test.
Yeah, and you look at the college ranks with the swimming, right? Remember the swimmers?
Oh yeah, she
that was just
dominated.
destroying everybody, and then they stopped it, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
It's just that's how it is. It's like you can't compare the two, And yes, okay, you want to do that in golf. That's one thing. You want to do that.
But even in golf, Ron, I play golf. There's a man's tee, a ladies' tee.
Right. Because there's more power. But if you wanted to do that, that is one thing. But it's not a physical, combatant sport. I mean, when you're fighting each other, that is different, and you can't allow that. You can't allow that because she could have gotten killed.
Yeah.
46 seconds?
Yeah.
2 punches.
Like, it was ridiculous. Like, what are we doing? What are we doing here? Why?
And she shattered her nose. Shattered. It was not even a competition.
I am not against people wanting to make change in their lives and do what they feel is right. But there's got to be organizations that step up and say, look, in our sport, league, whatever it may be, this is what we allow. Unfortunately, I can't allow that. If we have enough transgender women that want to box, then you can box with them.
Yeah.
That to me seems like a fair assessment of how that should have went down.
Right. It's no different than when they started with women boxers, by itself. Remember with Ali? She comes in and
and they had her fighting like girls that were, 75 pounds less than her. She was crushing them.
Right.
Like, you need to find heavyweights. Like, it just didn't make sense. It's just, it's a sad state of the sports world right now because, again, they want to be inclusive, but you realize this isn't the right way to do it.
Right.
This isn't the right way to do it.
And you're eventually going to have protests.
Yeah, absolutely. Before we get to the Gordon Hayward thing, I've been thinking about this all week, and I wanted to talk about a douche move, and I want to know which move you think was a bigger douche move. This has nothing to do with sports, but I'm trying to incorporate more into our show a little bit of just, hey, we talk about everything. I'm going to ask you a question, gentlemen, and I want you to know which person you think was a bigger douche.
Oh boy!
So I'm at a red light. Okay, and there's cars coming. They're
Definitely
gonna,
you.
yeah, I'm always at a stop. Yeah, right. But I'm cars coming out, and they're gonna turn left to go onto the main street. I'm gonna turn left to go into my plaza. Guy tries to beat the red light. Okay, so
Mhm.
that's the first. Is that a douche move? Tries to beat the red light. But the second person, the person behind me, starts beeping their horn and yelling at the person that ran the red light like I could do anything and move. Like I can't move. The guy's coming
Right.
through my intersection. Who's the bigger douche in that move?
The guy behind you.
The guy behind you.
Right?
The guy
Like, what
behind
are you
you. The guy
beeping your
be-
horn
the guy-
for?
The guy
Right.
behind you. The guy
What
behind
am,
you. What
what
are you
am I
right?
gonna, right? What am I gonna do?
Right?
Drive with the? Let me go plow into this guy, dude, just to make
Yeah.
your point. Thank
Right.
you
Exactly.
for beeping your
Oh
horn.
no, he's definitely
Exactly.
because he's in a hurry and he can't do anything about it, so
And
he's
he's-
gonna blame you.
And
Yeah,
then
he's
I'm
gonna
looking
blame
in the
you.
mirror. Yeah, right. I'm looking in the mirror. I
He's
see this
like,
guy screaming. Like, what am I supposed to do?
You know
Yeah,
what?
right?
That's when I sit there until the light turns yellow and then gun it.
Then gun it
Right.
like the Eddie
Right,
Murphy
right.
on the red light. Remember
Yeah,
he
right.
was caught? Yeah.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
I just
And
wanted to
you
get that
get-
out.
Oh, flip them off. We'll use
Right.
this finger.
Yeah, yeah. But
Right.
I was just like, what is this guy doing behind me? I think it was a woman too. But anyway, all right. So we're on to the good. Maybe it's a transgender. Who knows? I don't. Anyway, Gordon Hayward, gentlemen.
Send hate mail to.
Yes.
Who?
Rhode Island Broadcasting at gmail.com. Gordon Hayward, is that where we're at?
Yes.
We skipped everything else so far. Okay, Gordon Hayward
Well, we didn't
retired
skip it. We
Well,
talked
I know,
about
we're going
the
back.
NFL.
in my way. Gordon Hayward retiring, gentlemen.
Yeah.
You know what? When I was reading this story, I said he was, Kenny, and you know this, a rising star in Utah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like he averaged more points all 6 years he was in Utah.
Yeah,
And then
yeah.
something happens. He goes to Boston, the curse of Kyrie, breaks his ankle,
Yeah.
and he was never the same.
He was never the same.
Never the same.
No, and that's too bad because he was a hell of a player in Utah.
I really liked him.
yeah.
He was a
Really liked him.
He was a hell of a shooter too. He was a hell of
He
a
could have
shooter.
made a difference there that season.
Yep.
If he had stayed healthy at Boston, yeah, we the high hopes. And then even last year, like he goes to Oklahoma City, and you're sitting there thinking, all right, great, like a good fit, veteran, playoffs. He didn't score a single point in the playoffs
No.
for them. Like
Yeah.
he was just, I don't know, 34 years old, averaged 15.2 points per game, 4.4 rebounds, 3.5 assists. This is what I found shocking too. Only a one-time All-Star,
Yeah.
right? Like you think about it, like, oh, he was pretty good. He's been around for a while. One-time All-Star. So.
Yeah, he was a good player. Probably better fit, after the ankle injury to come off the bench.
he got
Before
stubborn.
that, he was a starter. He was
Yeah.
he was a solid player.
Yeah.
You know,
Boston ruined
maybe not, the elite,
Right.
but he was solid.
Yeah, no, listen, I thought Boston ruined him. He
Yeah.
was set.
Yeah.
He came to Boston, and everybody criticized that move too, because he was always that small town, Utah. And
Yeah.
then he was like, "Oh, let me go to the big market, get paid."
Yep.
Didn't
Yeah,
pay
he
off.
did. He got paid
Yeah,
all
he
right.
got made. He got his money, but not so
Yeah,
well.
money in a cast.
Have we covered the second story in the NBA?
No.
All right. So the second story we have in the NBA, a statue of Kobe Bryant and Gigi Bryant will be unveiled. Is it appropriate to include Gigi in the statue?
Yeah, see, that's a tough one because, the circumstances was just brutal, and Kobe is an all-time great. But I don't think you should put a kid in the statue. I don't think you should.
I disagree with you. So
I assume so. That's but
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I just have it. Just it's a child, and I'm not sure you should do that. I'm not sure. Look, there's a lot of things that happen with kids throughout time, right? And I know you want to honor somebody, but I don't know if it's really appropriate.
You have to look at first and foremost, even as the Lakers, they knew what his daughters meant to him.
Oh, I know
Not
that.
all girls, right?
Yeah. Yep.
Secondly, his impact on girls basketball and how he was trying to really get that sport
Yes.
to be even bigger than it was, by using his name and his daughter. His daughter was already going to UConn. It was a lock.
Yeah.
Yep.
Right. I think it's appropriate for that reason. I think it shows that he was not just Kobe Bryant, the great basketball player. He was also a father.
Yeah.
A man who cared about his daughter and wanted to see her become as big as he was in women's sports.
Yeah, I would have liked to see something different for her. I would have liked to see something along the lines of something for girls, say in high school. That to me, I think would have been bigger.
I could be wrong, Kenny. Maybe I heard that UConn actually retired a number for her.
Oh,
Yes.
maybe, yeah.
Yes.
Right. So
that is true. That is true.
Right. So again, they did something for her.
I mean, it's just an awful situation all around, right? I mean, you don't want to see kids,
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, listen. Go ahead, Kenny.
But you got to realize she was the heir apparent to Kobe. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
She was going to be his muse. Not his muse, but you know what I'm saying.
Wouldn't you have loved to seen her in the WNBA? See what the impact, how much of an impact would that have made? There's a lot of things that we'll never know because of a tragedy.
Yeah, you talk about the Caitlin Clark effect now in the WNBA.
Imagine
you would have added the Kobe Bryant. You would have added Bryant to that name in that league. It would have just honestly just been as big a hype as you see with Caitlin Clark, because we want to see it. Is she anything like her father? You know what I mean?
I'm going to expand on this, okay? Where I would like to see that statue is somewhere for the WNBA.
Yeah, that's true.
It's tough though, because again, we don't know what she would have been.
I know that, but
we can assume based on her genes that she was going to be as good.
I mean, you're not going to get much better than that, right? I mean,
but you know what I mean? I think that's why they're doing it with the Lakers in that organization, because they're saying like Kobe Bryant was a great basketball player, but also a family man.
Now that you put it the way that you worded it, I can agree with that now.
And I will say this.
I'd be on board.
Ron, he made a lot of mistakes.
Yes.
We know he got himself in some trouble. But he also proved that he could clean himself up, and he became such a family man. And think about it. It was all daughters, all girls, right? And he talked about it all the time. And I think this statue is going to show that, he was a father first. And that's why I think it was appropriate. But no, I understand where you're coming from, man. I hear you too, because sometimes you could start to – there's a lot of crazy people.
You changed my mind. So, I mean, that's the way you put it. And, what Kenny was saying, and – it does make sense. It does make sense.
No, listen. Hey, that was a good story, though, man. And when is it? Oh, go ahead. Kenny always comes in there.
Yeah.
So two more things.
Two more.
Number one, Candace Parker recently retired, and she has this camp. And Kobe's youngest daughter is going to her camp.
Wow. See that?
So what is that going to be like? Is that going to be? I heard that. I was like, oh.
I hope she does well. I really do, because it's not easy to follow in those kind of footsteps. First of all, you have your father, and then you have Gigi that was on her way.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And now you've decided, that you're going to pursue that. I just hope it works out for her. I really do.
And I will say, Ron, you said this before too, like Derek Jeter, even though he was a Yankee and you're a Red Sox fan, you respected. Yeah. Even as Celtics fans, you respected Kobe.
You have to.
Right. And I think that's where this story sometimes gets sad, because you just appreciated his basketball greatness as well.
I always respect greatness. So Michael, Larry, Magic, Kobe,
me.
Bill Russell.
This guy right here too. I appreciate that.
I can't think of anybody else.
I think I helped you out on that one too.
Did he say Michael? Okay.
Yes, I said Michael.
Do not do this again, Kenny. The GOAT by far.
Okay.
We're not doing this anymore with you.
He didn't have the flu. Okay. All right.
Shaq.
Oh,
And
my goodness.
how does Kobe get 3 statues?
Stop it. I don't
How
know.
does Kobe get 3 statues? That's what I might read about. I can see
Wait,
I can see
didn't he
2.
win 4? Doesn't
With
he
3
have a little Oscar statue?
He does have an Oscar.
How does he get 3 statues?
I
When
think
Shaq got a little bit of one in the corner.
Yeah, but the problem is it's what happened. That's what it is. That because of the tragedy, it actually, you know what I mean, amplifies what he meant. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
And
so
you see it like,
Shaq was hit by an airplane or something,
No, but-
and he'd have more statues.
no, stop it. Wow. But I will say, think about this with Bill Russell. We talked about Bill Russell for how many years? 11 championships, probably one of the greatest players of all time. It took him passing away for every team to put a 6 on their court, a 6 on the jersey, right? Like we wait till those bad things happen before we actually sit back and go, oh, wow, wait, this guy really was.
Yeah.
And that's where I think I agree with you on that, Kenny, too. Like maybe Shaq does deserve. I mean, Shaq maybe not because he wasn't there as long. But maybe a Magic should have had 3 statues too, right? Think about what he did for the Lakers.
Thank you. Yeah.
But
Larry.
I agree. Larry, right? Of course. Mr. Bird.
You know, the more I learn about Larry Bird, and I got to see him play, so it's like I knew, but now you start seeing all these videos of all these players talk about him, how great he is. I have him elevated above LeBron.
All right. Let's talk some NFL, gentlemen.
Had to throw that out there.
I knew
NFL. Wait, we did NFL.
You said you didn't do NFL.
I said we did.
So where are we at? Starting 5?
Starting 5.
Although I do think the Aaron Rodgers, that's the stupidest story that ever came out. Okay.
It is, right?
It's part of sports. Let them argue. Jesus. Oh, boy.
Screw Aaron.
All right. Starting 5. Players who have worn the number 31 in Major League Baseball history. Again, we are on episode number 31, which means I am first. I will start us off with my honorable mentions. I had 2 criterias with this. A, you had to be good, which not a lot of 31s were. And 2, you had to be at least double digits in Major League Baseball seasons for me to even consider you.
I did it 5 seasons.
Yeah. But anyway, okay. So honorable mentions for me, I have 3 of them. John Franco, 424 saves, a 2.89 ERA all time. Very good numbers, but did not make my starting 5. Chuck Finley, pitcher, 2,610 strikeouts, 5 All-Stars. And then Bucky Walters, later generation there, 6-time All-Star, 1-time MVP, a 2-time ERA champion. Did not make my list. Those were my honorable mentions. You 2 can fight for who's next.
Well,
I'm testing
Bucky
Ron
Walters
first,
as
though.
well.
Kenny, I got you. I'll test them because I think Go ahead. Buddy. Go ahead.
So I have Bucky Walters as well on my honorable mentions.
Bucky Walters.
I'm surprised you did not have Mike Piazza on your honorable mentions.
Might have made my top 5.
He's not good enough to be top 5, so I'm just surprised.
Maybe. Who knows?
I also have Brett Saberhagen. I thought Brett Saberhagen was a
he didn't
very
play enough.
above average pitcher.
Okay.
Brett Saberhagen was great. I also have John Lester. I wasn't gonna put him in, but he did win 3 World Series, so I squeezed him in there. He was like my 6th honorable mention.
Squeezed him.
And Rob Nen also made my honorable mention. I probably should have put John Franco in there first, though.
Yeah, Franco had more saves.
Yeah.
Kenneth.
No honorable mentions, but I got a list.
All right. So we're going to start off, gentlemen, at number 5. I had Fergie Jenkins. 284 wins, 226 losses, a 3.34 ERA, 3,192 strikeouts. That's pretty good. 3-time All-Star. He did win a Cy Young. Fergie Jenkins at number 5 for me.
Number 5 for me, I have Hoyt Wilhelm. 143 wins, 122 losses, 2.52 ERA, 228 saves, and he was mostly a starter. He had 1,610 strikeouts, but his whip is impressive. 1.125 whip.
But have you ever seen him nay-nay?
He whipped it good.
Did you ever see him nay-nay?
I don't know.
Okay.
8 All-Stars.
Come on, Kenny.
That's the most important part. You know what I'm saying?
Watch
The
me
whip is
nay-nay.
good, but if you nay, you got to
Nay-nay,
learn how to nay.
8 All-Stars, 2 ERA titles, and a World Series for Hoyt Wilhelm.
If you look out your window right now, Ron, you're going to see a wheel rolling down because it's falling right off this bus right now. We're in trouble. We're in trouble tonight. Kenny, what do you got at number 5?
I have Matt Alexander, played 2 years for Oakland.
I love your list.
Yeah.
Matt Alexander.
Yes,
I don't even know who that is.
people.
He played for Oakland. Nobody knows who he is.
For 2
People
years.
in Oakland don't even know who he is.
2 years.
All right. At 4 for me, I had John Lester. 200 wins, 117 losses, 3.66 ERA, 2,488 strikeouts. I did like 5-time All-Star, three championships.
Yeah,
So I put John Lester in my starting 5.
very good. Number 4, I have Fergie Jenkins. This guy was he was spectacular.
He was Fergalicious.
284 career wins, and the guy was like 90 when he retired.
Yes, I'm on fire.
I think he started playing when he was 60. 3,192 strikeouts, which was fantastic. He had, of course, 3 All-Stars and a Cy Young Award, like you said. Hall of Famer Fergie Jenkins, number 4.
Fergalicious.
Fergalicious. Woo!
Yeah, there it is, baby.
Yeah.
Kenneth.
Jason Anderson, 2 years with the Yankees.
Who are these people? Are these real
It is.
players? These
These
are real players. All
These are
right.
real players. of
You
the
sure?
131. Yeah.
What did that guy do?
Hey, this is hard for me. I was like 31. Yeah.
We got to give you our website. Okay, so at 3 for me, I had Mike Piazza. Batted 308 lifetime, 2,127 hits. I would have liked that to be a little higher. 427 home runs, 1,335 RBIs, 12-time All-Star, 10-time Silver Slugger, and a Rookie of the Year. I went Mike Piazza at number 3.
Well, I guess you didn't have Max Scherzer in then. I have him at number 3. Let me see if I can find his numbers. 216 wins, 112 losses, 3.16 ERA. He's already amassed 3,405 strikeouts in just 2,800 plus innings. 3 Cy Youngs, 8 All-Stars, 2 World Series. He had to be in there. There's no way he shouldn't be in there.
Okay. I'm afraid to do this.
Kenny.
I also
Great.
had Mike Piazza.
I don't believe you.
I did.
I don't believe you.
That's the only one I knew. That's the only one I know. That's the only one. I
John
know.
Matthews. You played half a season for the Sea Dogs.
Now, where is James on this glorious day?
Oh, my
Yeah, I
God.
know, right?
At
He'd
number
be
2.
all over you like pigeons on popcorn.
At number 2, I had Dave Winfield. 283 lifetime batting average, 3,110
We are
hits,
family.
465 home runs, 1,833 RBIs,
We
12-time
have the
All-Star,
same top 2.
6-time Silver Slugger, 7 Gold Gloves, and a
6
championship.
time?
6-time Silver Slugger.
Oh, 6. Okay, I thought you said sticks.
Don't what he got to Mr. Roboto. Yes. And then we are on to number 2 for Ron.
Yes, Dave Winfield. Like it wasn't close for me. He was way ahead of
We're
Max
past you now
Scherzer
because
for me.
we've got to hear Kenny's number 2.
But I mean, like when you talk about those numbers for Winfield, I mean, He's got the most All-Stars, right?
Ron, he said Mike Piazza's the only guy he even knew. We got to hear this number 2. I can't.
I forgot about that.
Let's go, Kenny.
Kenny,
Yeah, I
bring it
forgot about
home.
that. Yeah. Bobby Ayala, Seattle Mariners.
How many years did he play for them?
3.
3 years, Bobby.
Wait a minute, Bobby Ayala?
Bobby Ayala.
Are you looking him up? Ron's looking him up right now.
Uh
You're in trouble, Kenny.
oh.
This is gonna be good. What do you bat?
Wait.
Lifetime.
Oh, he is actually
176.
on Wikipedia.
176.
He is a pitcher.
Oh, he's a pitcher. I don't even.
Okay, so his win-loss record is 37-44.
Whoa! What a guy.
His ERA is 4.78.
But he won number 31.
He has 59 career saves
But he won number 31.
and 541 strikeouts. All right, he played 2 seasons in Cincinnati,
Okay.
4 seasons in Seattle,
Okay.
1 season in Montreal, and 1 for the Chicago Cubs, retiring 1999.
He was pretty good. Hey, number 1, gentlemen, Greg Maddux.
Of course.
355
Of
wins.
course.
3.16 ERA.
I think this is his second win here on Sports Unfolded.
5. Yeah. 4-time Cy Young, 18 Gold Gloves. We've talked about 4-time ERA and a championship.
These numbers are
Greg Maddux,
ridiculous.
right? It was. He was so good.
355 wins, Eric.
Right? Sick.
Kenny,
And you
that's
think
a number 1 right there.
And even
That's the
he
number
wasn't
one.
a strikeout guy,
No.
right?
No.
But he's still 3,300 strikeouts.
Yeah, and he would put it in an exact spot, and they would ground out mostly to him because he
Yeah.
won those Gold
Yeah.
Gloves.
Yeah.
And he makes the play. And if you needed to get a double play, Greg Maddux would turn, fire to second, and get the
Yeah.
double play.
Agreed.
Precision, and it would be precise wherever he wanted to put it. That's where he put it.
Kenny.
Oh, Jesus.
Hold on. We're just gonna get it out of the way now.
Oh man.
Go ahead.
I forgot about it. Paul Abbott, Kansas City Royals.
Paul Abbott. I've actually heard of him.
He was really big in the late what was it, 50s, 60s with Costello. That guy was great.
Yeah.
Well, Paul Abbott was also an English screenwriter,
Wow, look at him.
producer.
All right.
But
so yeah.
I'm assuming that's not him.
No.
All right, here we go. Paul Abbott. Well, this makes sense. 43-37 record, so he was better than his number 2. Yep. Earned run average of 4.92, so a little high, a little low. Strikeouts 496, so not as good as Aiello. But this man played for like a dozen teams, I swear. Minnesota Twins for 3 seasons, Cleveland for a season, Seattle for 5 seasons, Kansas City for a season, Tampa Bay Devil Rays, so he was in the 2000s. And a year, no, he split the year with Tampa Bay and Philadelphia.
All right. All right. Great
So,
list.
There
Good
you
job.
go. Paul Abbott.
Paul Abbott.
All right, gentlemen, we're on to Major League Baseball. We're going to talk about some winners and losers. Trade deadline has just recently passed. A couple of winners, couple of losers in this. Kenny, do you have any winners? No winners. Ron,
Oh, I got winners.
I got 4.
So then I find my list.
All right, I'll start then. Well, the Orioles got them as a winner. Listen, they got Zach Eflin, the pitcher, but I also like the fact that every year Baltimore is usually a seller, even though they have good teams. And this year they decided, listen, we're not going to just sit back and not do anything. I love the fact that the Orioles grabbed a pitcher, right? Kind of keeps them in that, top seed in the American League. I thought the Orioles were a big winner in this.
Yeah, I had them in the middle. I didn't have them as a winner or a loser. I mean, they did some movement, though. That is what counts, I guess.
Yeah, I would take. Listen, every year that team. We talked about it last year.
Yeah.
I also had the Yankees as winners. Chaz Grislam, that junior, that kid is bringing speed. He's bringing life to the team. Kid's hitting home runs, going crazy. And then Mark Leiter Jr. out of the bullpen. They needed some help out of the bullpen. They are still obviously the top seed for the wild card in New York. Possibly could win the AL East. They made some good moves to at least give themselves some energy and kind of get them back on track. And you've seen that.
Yeah, I don't think it was enough. I don't think that's enough. I think in the beginning it jump starts them, but I think as the moves themselves, I don't think those moves mattered.
Okay. Also had Seattle. Randy Arizona, right? Is that how you say it? I always say his name. Rosarena and Justin Turner. They got 2 bats.
Yeah.
They needed to get some help. Listen, they're fighting Boston and Kansas City for that wild card spot. And hey, Macarena. But I will say I thought Seattle did a good job here. And my last one, I got the Dodgers. You needed some help in that starting rotation. You pick up Jack Flaherty. Only question with him is some injury concerns. But again, if he stays healthy, he's pitching lights out. Listen, he was pitching for Detroit. He's going to have, you know what I mean, not a lot of wins based on the fact that he had nothing around him to generate runs. I think that's a very good move. I don't think Kershaw is back where he needs to be yet. So this gives them some time to get him back into baseball shape to make sure that the postseason he's much more effective. So I like the Dodgers.
Well, my winners are, I like the Pittsburgh Pirates moves. I like Jalen Beeks, and I like Falefa and John Walker. I think they did a pretty good job of picking up some 3 players that can help them, especially in that division. That might be enough to win that division.
I actually had them as a loser.
Yeah, well, I like
because I really think they could have. What Scrines, the pitcher, like that kid's lights out. Like you got an ace,
right?
Now. And I felt like they had an opportunity with 2.5 games out of a playoff spot to really make some big noise. And I didn't feel like they picked up players.
Do that.
I don't know if they picked up quality players.
Yeah, I kind of like the players as a whole. For that division, I think it's a win for them.
Okay.
Because the teams ahead of them really, like Milwaukee, I'm not impressed with Milwaukee, what they picked up.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I think that did it. I don't think, did St. Louis even make any legitimate moves?
Nothing.
So I think for the Pirates, they might have put themselves in a leapfrog position and put them in a spot that they can make the playoffs. So I also had Atlanta as a winner. And because of Soler, I think without Acuna, you needed to get an outfielder. They went and they did that. And they got a guy that can play out there, probably platoon with, their current roster. And I think that could be enough for them to withstand any severe backlash and not having Ronald Acuna Jr. I also like Kansas City as a winner.
I have them as a loser as well.
Yeah, I think what they did, they went out and they got Lorenzen, and I think that is a solid pickup for them. And again, it's the same thing as like the Pittsburgh Pirates. In that division, nobody did anything enough to get anything.
I looked at it from the wild card spot, and both Boston and Seattle made good moves. Not great moves, but good moves. And I think the Royals being in that mix for the wild card should have done more.
Yeah, I'm looking at it as far as that division.
Yeah.
Because who knows? They could catch up to Cleveland.
Nah.
Cleveland didn't do enough.
But Cleveland's playing very good baseball. Why tinker with something?
I understand that, but the moves that the Kansas City Royals made could help them down the stretch, and I think they could catch them. You never know. So those were my winners. I mean, you had a couple of the
Yeah,
ones that I had too. So
Any losers? I gave you I had 2 losers, the Royals and Pirates.
yeah, my losers. I think the Yankees were on that losing side. I like those players, but I don't think it's enough to fill out that team needs something. And
They needed a better starting pitcher, and I think
yeah,
that's where they
I
dropped the
would have
ball.
I would have wanted to see them get a starting pitcher. Well, I wouldn't want to see it, but I think that's
For
what
the
they
sake of this,
needed to
for
do.
the sake of this argument, yes, I got
Yeah.
you.
I have the Phillies as a loser. I don't think they did nearly enough to do.
Agreed.
I mean, they're a
Yeah.
great team, but I mean, you got that out west there's the Dodgers,
You
and
got to face the
they
Dodgers
filled up.
in a 7-game series. Yes.
Yeah, and I also had Cleveland as a loser. They should have did more, and Houston didn't do enough.
Yeah, agreed. Houston
Because they're
definitely
sitting in
should.
first place now. So
And
why are
yeah,
you not
and
trying?
it's only a couple games, so it's not like you couldn't lose that position again. I
Right.
agree with you on Houston as
So
well.
those were my losers.
Kenny, any losers?
There was a lot of teams that did move and make moves and improve their team, but it was just middle ground, and Orioles were like right on the cusp for me. I don't like the quality of most of the players that they picked up.
I got you. All right. So we're going to move on. Great discussion, gentlemen. Major League Baseball trade deadline. So we're heading towards the postseason now. It's right around the corner, believe it or not. With that, we're going to move on to split decisions. Our split decision segment, basically, we ask each other 2 more likely questions, and we have to make a decision based off of what we ask. Again, I am first, so I will present my split decision to both you gentlemen. With 14 games left in the WNBA season, is it more likely that Caitlin Clark beats the all-time rookie record for points? Right now, she sits at 445. The record is 744. She'd need basically 21 points per game. Or she's going to win Rookie of the Year. What's more likely?
I'm going to say more likely to win Rookie of the Year.
Yeah, me too.
Not going to get the points.
No.
That's going to be tough.
21 points a game?
Mm.
She's averaging, I think, right now 17 points per game. So it's 4 points more per game.
Yeah. No.
No? Wow. No. Okay. Ron, your first split decision.
Oh, where do I want to go first? We just did baseball, so let's do this one. Is it more likely that Mike Trout retires or comes back to play for the Angels next season?
He's coming back. There's no doubt in my mind. I mean, will he play? That's a different story, but he's coming back. He's not retiring yet.
He's had a lot of injuries.
Yeah, a lot of
Maybe
injuries.
on the Hall of Fame, by the way.
Ooh. Yeah. Yeah. You know what? I'm gonna say he comes back. I'm gonna say he comes back.
I don't think he's ready yet to retire.
Do you realize how bad that contract is?
Oh, it's horrible. It's horrible. And
he
yet,
is signed through 2030.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
He can't.
He's
The
got
guy.
6 more years.
When you talk about somebody who's just completely broken down, but that's another reason too. Baseball contracts are guaranteed. He doesn't even have to play. He's going to get paid. So why wouldn't he come back?
Yeah, exactly.
So
It makes more sense for him to
he's
come back.
also got a full no trade clause.
If I'm him, I'm sitting
and
on the bench
opt-outs. So
with
the
my
team
bust,
can't even
my
opt
blown
out.
out knee. I got my blown out knee. I'm sitting on the bench and I'm collecting my money.
Yeah.
That's what he's going to do.
He's going to get bought out.
Kenny,
And he's going to be that new Bonilla contract.
Kenny, what do you have?
Bobby Bonilla, baby. Is it more likely that the U.S. men win gold or the U.S. women win gold?
More likely?
Yeah.
Women.
Basketball.
Women.
Basketball.
Women. They haven't lost how many? What did they say it was? What's the
Like
The count
32
now,
years.
like it's ridiculous. They haven't lost in 32 years. The women.
Yeah, but
It's
who
a
the men gonna
guarantee. It's a
lose to?
lock. It's USA gold. Everybody else playing for silver. So I'm going with. I'm not saying the men aren't going to win it. I'm just saying more likely is the women because for 32 years nobody else has been able to do it.
I don't know. They had some close games, so they might not win it.
You're off your rocker. You're off your rocker. It's all right though. I'm going. So you're going to go men before the women. More likely.
Yeah.
Okay, you're a fool. Anyway. All right. My second split decision. Which of the first three quarterbacks taken in the NFL draft will have the most wins this season? Caleb Williams, Jaden Daniels, or Drake May? Which quarterback will have the most wins?
See, I'm disappointed. You should have said, of the three quarterbacks, who is going to be Trevor Lawrence, who is going to be Trey, and who's going to be Mac Jones?
Listen, I think we already know what's going to happen here.
All right, so what is it?
Most wins this season.
Jaden Daniels going to play? Is he like the starter?
He's probably going to start. But from what I've heard, he's starting. Caleb Williams obviously starting. Drake May, it's questionable.
I'm going to say Daniels.
With Washington, the Commanders. All right. Okay. Kenneth?
I had to rewrite my
Oh, you had the same thing?
No.
Oh, I was going to say, great minds think alike.
I just think he has a better receiver.
Drake May.
I was thinking of saying him, but then reality smacked me in the face.
Yeah, right.
Kenny,
I'm going out on a limb.
I'm sorry.
I'm going out on a limb, but you know.
He's not even going to play this saying probably. You need Brissett to basically get hurt for him to even see the field this year.
Oh, God.
So, all right, Ron, your second split decision.
Okay, so along the same lines, and I know what you guys are already going to say, but I think it should be said. Who is more likely to start for the Chicago Bears? Caleb Williams, Brett Rippon, or Tyson Bagent?
They already named it. Caleb Williams.
I know they did.
So, Caleb Williams. I was disappointed he didn't play yesterday.
Yeah, I think it's stupid.
Yeah.
We talked about it.
Yeah, give him reps. Give him a couple series. That's it. I'm not saying, but listen, and I forgot who I was talking about this to earlier today. I was talking to this one of my coworkers, and I said, Aaron Rodgers played 4 snaps and blew out his Achilles. It can happen at any time. You could sit him out the entire preseason.
Yeah,
This kid, and then his first game, he could blow out his. Why not just play him? If he gets hurt now, it would have happened. It's just that's football.
It probably won't happen because Ron didn't say it was going to happen.
But
Like I did to Brett.
Yeah,
Not
right.
Brett, Aaron Rodgers.
Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah, right.
What I'm saying is, realistically, it can happen on any play,
Right.
anytime. So does it matter
I
if
think
it's
he's going to
preseason
suck
game one?
game 1, and then they're going to start questioning whether they should put Rippon in.
Yeah, but it's going to be Caleb Williams. He's definitely starting. You good, Kenny? It looks like you lost something.
Yeah, I did.
You lost your second split decision.
Oh no, I got it.
Go ahead, buddy.
Is it more likely that Drake May throws for 15 touchdowns or Brissett has a starting job?
I already said Brissett's starting, so
I don't think so. I don't.
They already said it.
I don't.
Yeah, but how long is he going to have it? Is the question.
I still don't think Drake May. Listen, I don't trust Drake May either. I'm not hearing good things. I'm hearing. What's that kid
I'm going to
Mixon?
go with Brissett as well.
The kid Mixon's.
All right, I don't want to go there, but I think. Never mind. I'm not going to say it.
All right, gentlemen. Great split decision.
I hear you, Ron. I hear you.
You know what I was going to say, right?
Yeah, I hear you, Ron. Ron, I hear you. Yep. Yep. I hear you, Ron.
So, with that, gentlemen, let's move on to some NHL. Talk some
Because
hockey.
I don't have anything in common with Jacoby Brissett, and Kenny does.
Carolina Hurricanes signed Martin Nikas. Is that how you say it?
Nakis.
Nakish?
Nakis.
Oh, I thought you said naked. Nature.
No,
What?
why would you say
To a
naked?
2-year,
Who's naked?
$13 million deal.
Oh, I
And
love this. See,
Hurricane. Does the deal make sense, gentlemen?
uh,
Ron, it's all you.
I don't know if I'd pay him that much. I'm sorry.
I didn't like it.
I
So
think they
when I-
overpaid.
7 seasons with the Hurricanes, right?
Yeah.
He's a good player, but his numbers have decreased from the previous year.
Yep.
Last season, he was a -9, Ron. The only benefit is I would say he's 25 years old. So you might, and it's only a 2-year deal. So that you're familiar with the player. I think that's why they did it. But again, you're talking about what? Almost $7 million a year.
Yeah, I don't even think he's as good as Jake DeBrusk.
Right? And it's just, I don't know. 53 points last season in 77 games. I don't know. I think they felt like they needed to just keep him. So they did, but I don't think it's a great move. I didn't like the move.
I like keeping him, but I don't like what they paid for him.
Maybe 10 million. Like 2 years, 10 million, 5 million a year. Probably could have lived with that. Seven
He
million
might
a
have
year.
even
6 and
gotten
a half,
away with 4.
right? 6.5 million a year right now. Another signing, Montreal Canadiens signed defenseman Caden Gould.
I'm going to say Gooley.
Gooley. All right. Julia Gulia. You remember? Oh, never mind.
Julia. Oh, my God.
So your name would be
movie is
Julia
awesome.
Gulia, right? Gould to a 6-year, $33.3 million deal. Is he worth
Yeah,
it,
I
the money?
mean, look, this is one of those things
What are
where
you
they're
doing with
projecting
the, what are
their
you
young
doing with the
defensemen.
things today? How drunk are you tonight?
Wait,
That's
what
I'm
is
saying.
that? Why is
That's
it?
the leadoff story. What do you got? Transgender hockey players now too. Holy cow! There we go. There we go.
There we go.
Yeah.
Ron, I got to ask you a question because you're the hockey guy. As I talk behind the giant Canadian Montreal Canadian symbol. But I want to ask you this question. The kid's played 2 years.
I
He's got
know.
10 goals, 30 assists. He's a -27 in 114 games.
Yeah.
$33 million.
Yeah.
I know Montreal's desperate, but what is that?
This is a hope and a prayer, right? That he becomes, an Adam Fox or a McAvoy or somebody, anybody. If he's got to become that, right? This is a projection, and if it's not accurate, oh my God, it's
That's
the
true.
worst contract in history of NHL.
And I think to your point, right? Put players around. The kid's not good enough to be a star on his own. Obviously, it
Montreal has
shows
done absolutely nothing to bring players in, and I'm surprised there isn't an uproar in Montreal because they're fanatics for hockey.
I'd rather be the Canadians than the Bruins, though. I would.
Why?
Because the Bruins pick up all these guys and then there's stroke every year in the playoffs. At least these guys don't even, they're not making the playoffs. These guys aren't even coming close. Like, they don't care. I'm going to pick a kid who's -27 career-wise, and we're going to give him a 6-year, $33.3 million deal, understanding that we're going to stink. Like,
And they are going to stink again.
right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, at least there's no hope in Montreal. There's none. If that's what you're doing,
for
there's
a
none.
while. They
None.
get a lot of guys that they've drafted in the last couple of years with a lot of talent. But there's a difference between, having a lot of talent and then using a lot of talent.
Who was their captain? It was the youngest captain ever. Like, the kid's 19 or something. So I don't remember.
I don't know.
But the kid's like 19. That's your captain. It's weird. The whole situation. All right, gentlemen. With that being said, we're going to move on to some pick and roll.
It's time for pick and roll.
Oh, wait a minute. Oh. We forgot this.
Oh, we got to vote. Go ahead, Ron. Got to vote.
I did this perfectly, Kenny. You did this perfectly.
Actually, we got to announce a winner,
Oh gosh.
don't we? Today's
Wait,
winner
do we?
day. Or do you want to go one? We're going to go
We'll
one
go
more
one
week.
more week because I thought we
We
were
need
going
to-
one more week.
Yeah, let's go one more week. You got it,
All right.
Ron. Vote for
right.
these hot goalies for our NHL Sports Unfolded Hall of Fame. I am actually I'm one of these guys talking right now. But Ron, would you tell all the wonderful people out there who they can vote for on the Sports Unfolded sports poll page and vote for the next inductee into the NHL Hall of Fame for Sports Unfolded?
That way it doesn't look like nobody's talking, Kenny. I had to pretend that
I
was
just
me.
put my eyes. Look at right there.
So
That's not weird at all.
Prisoner, Patrick Waugh, Roberto Luongo,
Oh, geez, oh.
Ed Belfour, and Henrik Lundqvist.
Lundqvist.
Hey. All right.
Lundqvist.
Well, so take some time, vote. This is your last possible week to vote for the Sports Unfolded NHL Hall of Fame. We have some great players in there. Bobby Orr, Gordie Howe, Mario Lemieux, Wayne Gretzky. Which goaltender will join them in the Sports Unfolded Hall of Fame? You get to decide. So, again, join the Sports Unfolded sports poll page on Facebook and vote. With that, gentlemen, pick and roll time.
Time for pick and
So,
roll.
all of these players were NFL Hall of Famers in 11,993, whatever year that was. But I will say that it was a phenomenal year for football players because we have 5 great players in William Roth, Jerome Bettis, Michael Strahan, Will Shields, and John Lynch. Imagine if we did this show lit, just drunk off our rocker, because we are crazy sober. Well, some of us are sober. Some of us may not be. Because 11,000, Kenny, so I don't know what you were doing in 11,993, but it was a phenomenal year. So we got to rank these players from 5 to 1, 5 being the worst to 1 being the best. I am first this week, so I will start us off. At my number 5 was Will Shields, 223 games started, 12 Pro Bowls, 2 All-Pros. I hate that they don't do a little more numbers on that site for, I'd like to see pancakes or something.
I'd like to have some pancakes.
Oh, I would love pancakes right now.
Yeah.
Right? Pancakes for dinner. Right?
Come on, where's
breakfast for dinner.
IHOP? Come on, sponsor us.
Breakfast for dinner. While watching Sports Unfolded, you can go to IHOP today and get yourself a Tutti Frutti. Speaking of Tutti Frutti, at 4, William Roth, 890 games. That would be a record. 189 games started, 11-time Pro Bowler, 4-time All-Pro. So better than Will Shields. At 3, I went John Lynch, 727 tackles, 16 forced fumbles, 26 interceptions, a 9-time Pro Bowler, 2-time All-Pro, a 1-time champion. Actually, probably a better executive, which is crazy. I like John Lynch, but what he's been able to do as an executive as well has been phenomenal. At 2, I put Jerome Bettis. I thought I was going to go a little different, but I went Jerome Bettis, 662 yards, 3.9 yards per attempt, 91 touchdowns, a 6-time Pro Bowler, 2-time All-Pro. He had 4 different Offensive Rookie of the Years that year. He 1-time Comeback Player of the Year and a 1-time champion. But I went Michael Strahan at number 1. And again, when we talked about it, I think a few weeks ago, Ron, 141 and a half sacks, phenomenal, 24 forced fumbles, 7-time Pro Bowler, 4-time All-Pro, 2-time Defensive Player of the Year, and obviously the champion. He beat the GOAT. So I put Strahan ahead of him. That was my pick and roll.
Wow.
All right. Well, I'll tell you what, we were really close. Really close. My number 5 was Will Shields as well.
Yeah.
That 12 Pro Bowls, 2 All-Pro. These guys, the big boys are are excellent players.
Yeah.
The problem is they were with the other three, which are incredible.
Yeah.
The numbers that they put up. I also had Willie Roaf as number 4 with his 11 Pro Bowls and 4 All Pro, and that's why he was ahead of Will Shields because he had 2 more All Pro.
Mhm.
And he started every game, not every game but one.
Agreed.
Number 3, though, I had Jerome Bettis, and
Wow.
it was this was the really tough one for me between 3 and 2. But I went with Jerome Bettis at number 3. 13,000 plus yards. I don't know if it was because it was only 3.9.
Yeah,
I
I
mean,
didn't
it
like that either. Right? It's
sounded-
still 3 carries a first down though.
Right. I understand that. But I know that later in his career, he was just doing, the first down kind of thing. When
Yeah.
you need like 1 or 2 yards, that's what he was. And mostly it was trying to get in the end zone. And a lot of his touchdowns came from that fact that he was just an animal at the goal line. And he only had 6 Pro Bowls as opposed to my number 2, John Lynch, who had 9 Pro Bowls. And they both had a Super Bowl. So, we're splitting hairs between the two of them, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
I do like John Lynch for how hard he hit. He was incredible tackler. 727 solo tackles. The numbers were just splitting hairs. So, it's really 2A and 2B, to be honest with you. And then, of course, I had Michael Strahan number 1 because he just changed games. Absolutely changed games. And how he was able to get that Giants defense, I don't give the coaches credit. I give him credit for getting that Giants defense to play well against the Patriots.
Yeah. Agreed.
I like Strahan as a player. I think his personality is awesome for TV as well.
Agreed. I like him. I like Good Morning America, man. I watch him.
It's the only good one on it.
Go ahead, Kenny. What do you got, buddy?
I have the same list, but I have John Lynch 3rd. John Lynch is an outstanding player. Like Ron said, he was a hard-hitting man. He was a beast.
Yeah,
At
so
number
both
2,
of you had John Lynch at number 3.
Yep.
Yeah.
At number 2, I had Mike Strahan.
Oh, you had John
Oh, wow.
Strahan.
He's a giant. You know how I feel about
Oh.
you know how I feel about
Oh, and you had the bus number 1.
the bus number 1. He ran like a
right?
he ran like a bus.
He was
He put
big
Pittsburgh on the map. The way he come around that corner, the way he go through that line, woo! He was
moved
running
very well for a big man too.
He was a runner, boy, a runner. That's why they call him the bus.
The bus.
So that would make him a driver, wouldn't it?
I got a question for you, Ron, because I think I messed up here before we move on to predictions. But great list, gentlemen. Good job.
Yeah.
8-3. You had women's Olympic basketball. China versus Puerto Rico. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Okay. I just want to make sure I got it right. All right.
It's not fair if we do the American teams.
Yeah, I got it. So, we are going to let you know before we go how you can vote for your gymnasts.
Yep.
For the Sports Unfolded Hall of Fame.
Yep.
And Ron is he loves saying their name.
Coming.
So, Ron, can you tell all the wonderful people
Kind of
out there?
resemble a wrestler. Those masked wrestlers.
These are the nominees for the Sports Unfolded Hall of Fame gymnasts.
Hooten Guerrero.
Can you tell the wonderful people out there how they can go to the Sports Unfolded Sports poll page and vote for one of these fine athletes?
Well, I'll give you the names of the athletes if you want.
Let's do that.
All right, so it's Olga Korbut, Larissa Latininia, Svetlana Kokina, Shannon Miller, and Nadia Comaneci.
All right. So some great gymnasts there. 1
Fantastic.
week left.
The best.
1 week left to cast your votes.
This is
Join the Sports Unfolded sports poll page to get one of them nominated into the Sports Unfolded Hall of Fame. These are all voted by fans. So great opportunity to get one of these fine women into the Sports Unfolded Hall of Fame. Simply go to Sports Unfolded sports poll page on Facebook and cast your vote. Again, voting will last 1 more week. So next Friday, we will announce who the
definitely
nominee
need
is.
your votes, because when you look at those Olympians that didn't get in their first time, Michael Phelps, Mary Lou Retton, and Bonnie Blair all failed. So vote. Get voted.
Yep.
All right. So let's move on to predictions, gentlemen. Ron, if you want to bring that up. Last week, Ron pulling out the victory 4-2.
Ooh, 1-2.
You got the Red Sox one right. You picked the Yankees.
Yep, I went Yankees.
You went Yankees. Everybody else 500 last week. Let's see if we can make a dent again this week. We've got some great matchups. We're going to start with Major League Baseball on 8-2. You got the Tampa Bay
these are
Rays.
fantastic matchups this week.
Some good stuff. Tampa Bay Rays at the Houston Astros. Tampa Bay sold everybody. I went Houston here.
I'm going to go Tampa Bay. I'm going Tampa Bay.
All right.
I'm going to go Astros. Astros.
On 8-2, you got the Philadelphia Phillies at the Seattle Mariners. Ron?
That's a tough one.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to go Phillies, though. Both my teams are away.
Phillies, okay. Kenny?
I'm going to go Phillies also. Yeah, I'm Phillies.
He's going Phillies. I went Philadelphia as well.
All right, so I won't feel as bad if I get that one wrong.
On 8-3, you got women's Olympic basketball. You got China versus Puerto Rico. I'm going with Puerto Rico. PR.
Puerto Rico, huh?
I'm going with PR.
Oh, man. Holy mackerel. I'm going to go Puerto Rico as well. That's a tough one. See, it wouldn't be tough just saying United States.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Kenny?
What you got, Kenny?
After what I seen, I'm going to go China.
Okay. All right.
I'm going to go China.
And now I'm a little worried, because if there's anything he knows, it's basketball.
Definitely not Major League Baseball players that are number 31. Yes.
Yeah.
Clearly. 8-4, gentlemen. You got the women's Olympic basketball, USA versus Germany. Ron.
Wait, is this what?
Women's Olympic basketball, USA.
Yeah, I'm going to go
versus
United
Germany.
States.
USA.
Why would I get
32 years, Ron. Make it happen, Kenny. Pick Germany. Do it.
Germany. I can't go against Stewie. After that performance last night, she was beasting. I'm gonna go USA.
Wait, Stewie plays for the women's team?
Yeah.
From Family?
Yes.
Family Guy?
Yes. Stewie does.
Yeah.
All right. I went USA as well. Men's basketball, tomorrow, you've got the USA versus Puerto Rico.
Yeah.
I'm going USA.
Oh, my God. This is so difficult.
I know it is, buddy. I know.
We should have to be making us the spread. Like, okay, they're gonna win by 23 points.
Yeah.
United States
US
by 23.
By 23. Kenny.
I'm gonna go USA. Puerto Rico's not that good on defense, so it's gonna be a blowout. But I don't think it's gonna be.
Wait, who from the NBA plays on that team?
What's that guard's name? Oh my God!
Exactly my point.
He plays for the Pelicans.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about. But.
Yeah.
All right, we got some boxing tomorrow night as well. Terrence Crawford versus Israel Madrimov.
Madrimov.
Sure.
Madrimov.
Terrence Crawford. I'm going Terrence Crawford. I'm going Crawford all day here.
Yeah, I mean, even the fights suck this week. Look,
Who you got, Ron?
I'm telling you, this is doing things on its own.
Who you got, Ron?
I'm going Crawford. Like I looked at the photo. Even the photo, it looks like Madrimov is like a dad.
Yeah, he can't. Well, Crawford's older.
I don't care. Crawford
Okay.
looks mean.
But
This
Crawford's
guy
nasty.
looks dopey.
Crawford is a nasty boxer. What do you got?
Crawford.
Crawford as well. And then we're even going to do some UFC here.
Yeah, another barn burner.
Corey Sandhagen versus Umar Nurmagomedov.
Nurmagomedov. But you got to say it with like an accent.
Yeah,
Gomedov.
I'm going Corey Sandhagen here as well.
Yeah, because you can say his name.
Yep, that's why.
I'm going Sandhagen as well.
Sam Hagen, I guess. I'm not.
All right, gentlemen.
But see,
hey,
next week I think everybody comes back, right?
no, I think there's one more week.
Oh, for Christ's sakes! Maybe we should do a different segment instead.
We might have to.
Brutal.
It is. It is.
Brutal.
All right. Before we go on to our final thoughts, Ron, we have a banner up there that we kind of put up every so often. Can you tell all the wonderful people out there how they can get their name on our banner and become a sponsor of Sports Unfolded?
I could certainly try. I'll put this up to make the point. Look, it's simple, Eric. This show deserves a sponsor for one. It deserves a sponsor.
Agreed.
And you can become a sponsor just by emailing us to ribroadcasting.media@gmail.com, right down there. And it costs less than going to your local coffee shop and buying an iced coffee with a plain, ordinary donut. Just a plain one.
It's a great deal. So you can also obviously have hundreds of eyes on you as we're on all social media platforms: Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, MeWe,
and the radio.
Patreon, if you'd like to buy Sports Unfolded merchandising, is now available as well. You can do that. Want to thank all of our listeners out in Dallas, Georgia, WDJY 99.1 FM, who have been so great and supportive. Continue to listen to us. Hey, why don't you join us on a Friday night, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Rhode Island Broadcasting, so we can get you and be fan interactive as well. So many great ways to watch and follow us as well. And we've also brought up our voting again one more time. Ron, if you'd like to tell them how
George
they can
Vesna.
There you go.
Patrick Waugh, Roberto Luongo, Ed Belfour, and Hendrik Longfist.
And then also the gymnasts.
Olga Corbett, Larissa Latinina, Svetlana Kokina, Shannon Miller. That's the toughest name right there. Nadia Komanichi. Vote so they can be in this
Sports Unfolded Hall of Fame. Go to Sports Unfolded Sports Poll page on Facebook. Cast your vote. 1 week left before we close this out and get some new nominees on board. So check that out. And again, follow us on all our social media platforms. If you're watching us afterwards, like, share, follow the show. Let us know what you think. Again, you can still leave comments. So we'd appreciate that as well. We are going to move on to our final thoughts, gentlemen. And our final thoughts don't necessarily have to be anything sports related. It can be about anything going on in the world today. I am first, so I will start us off. And I want to just do this because I haven't done this before for this gentleman. Jake Paul. Jake Paul. He has reached out to Angela Carini, who was the boxer who actually had her face shattered.
Yep.
And wants to put her on the undercard of his match with Tyson. You think about how many eyes are going to be on that. What a great act. I don't like him particularly, but I thought that was phenomenal that he would be willing to do that. And he said, although your dreams couldn't come true today, because of the crazy agendas that are at play in our world at the moment, I would love to offer you a fight on an MVP undercard to show the world your talents on a fair platform. I thought that was phenomenal, right? What a great way to at least get her. She can't win a gold medal now, right? And I
Right.
think you get there
Yeah.
to have that dream. Here's an opportunity to have millions of people watch you and see you fight. So I thought that was a great job by Jake Paul. Bravo.
Hopefully she'll be healed enough by then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
November, maybe. Yeah. So maybe it should
Yeah.
be.
Yeah.
But that's my final thought, gentlemen.
Yeah, look, my final thought is goes out to the Olympics. There's been so much controversy, and just things that have happened, and we talk about some of that controversy here, but there was some other things that happened where they got criticized for putting transgender in a routine about the Last Supper. And look, there's going to be people complaining about everything. It's almost impossible to get it right all of the time. Maybe they could have been a little more sensitive with what they were putting the transgender dancers in, but I didn't find anything wrong with it. I enjoyed the ceremonies like millions of others did. But I mean, they can't all be gems, right? And people just need to learn to, be a little more acceptance of everybody, whether we believe they should be athletes in, trans women athletes in women's sports is always going to be up for debate. And, hopefully we can all get along and create, events where they can show their talents.
Yeah.
So
Agreed. Great. Well said, Ron. Kenny, your final thought.
I'll make this very quick. I need to have sports players stop saying stupidness. Stop saying stupid things that doesn't make any sense. Okay? Just like Eric, I am so sick of NBA players, retired NBA players, telling us that 2024 is better than the 92 Olympic team. Okay? All right? Because that is basically nonsense. Because if you look at the matchups, there's no comparison. I'm going to give you 4 facts of the 92 Olympic team, okay? And I just want to leave it at that. Number 1, they outscored teams by 44 points. Blew out every team by 44 points. Average of 44 points. Fact. In every game, they scored 100 and more points. This team can barely score 86 points. But they're better than the 92 team? Give me a break. Who was the leading scorer on that 92 team? Charles Barkley. 18 points a game. Who led an assist? No, it wasn't John Stockton. It was Scottie Pippen. So don't come telling me, the 2004 USA team would dominate the 1992. Stop saying stupidness that doesn't make
how
any
many
sense.
of them were retired? Right? Think about that. How many were retired?
Thank you. Right?
They weren't retired yet. I think most of them finished their career a year after they were done.
Yeah, Bird was there. The following year, he couldn't even stand.
Yep,
couldn't stand. Magic, he was done. And they're all Hall of Famers. Every single one of them are Hall of Famers. You tell me, Ben?
They were great.
Eric. If it wasn't for you, Eric, we wouldn't have beat South Sudan. Because Bam heard you. I don't know how he heard you, but he heard you.
Everybody's watching Sports Unfolded, Kenny. That's what
everybody watched. Yeah, right. Everybody watched Sports Unfolded because Bam heard you. 16.7 rebounds.
Yep.
This
Tatum
is
had
ridiculous.
4.
No, I agree with you. Ken.
Yeah,
I agree with you. Yeah, and you know what it is? It's everybody that never saw the '92 team play.
No,
Like,
of
these
course.
guys just never
Yeah, of
seen it.
course.
What
course.
that team meant. You wouldn't have NBA players today if it wasn't for that team.
Oh my
They,
God.
they don't remember that. Like,
Yeah,
that's
they
when
don't.
it all started again.
And they were
because
class acts too. They
phenomenal.
were
Yes.
Phenomenal.
like, I mean,
Phenomenal.
come on. I mean, Stockton was hurt too. For that,
Yeah.
Yeah.
he wasn't supposed to be playing, but he said, "There's no way I'm missing it."
Yeah.
He was playing hurt.
Well,
Bird,
they
of
had
course,
to, because
the back.
otherwise they would have had to call Isaiah up, and we know how that would have went. We're not talking about that. Anyway, gentlemen, it's been a great show. Thank you for allowing me to join a little late. I appreciate you taking the time earlier to kind of get the show rolling.
We use it as fuel.
We get to do it all over again next Friday night, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Rhode Island Broadcasting. Again, we are live fan interactive. So again, we have a chat. You can join us and let us know what you want to talk about every single episode. So check that out. If you're watching the show afterwards, like, share, follow. If you're watching us on SEC TV, Public Access Channel 12, again, join us Friday nights live, 6 p.m. In Southeast Connecticut. We look forward to doing it all over again. Kenny, thank you again for filling in. I appreciate you so much and what you're able to do for our show. And Ron, I'll see you next Friday. Can't wait. Always
All right.
exciting. Everybody out there, all we ever ask for every single episode is that we get peace on earth.
Have a great night, everybody.